Rootstech, 2017, outtakes from President and Sister Nelson's Discovery Day presentation. President Nelson tells about a visit from his great-grandfather, who had passed away, and about some of the activities going on the other side of the veil.
I wanted to tell the family about my grandfather Nelson and the precious gift he gave to us. His name is Andrew Clarence Nelson. They called him AC. He died when my father was 17 years old, so I never knew my grandfather Nelson. He's the only one of my 4 grandparents I did not know. When my grandfather AC Nelson was a young husband and father, just 27 years old, his father died. Then, about 3 months later, his father, now deceased, came to visit him. The date of that visit was the night of April 6, 1891. Grandfather Nelson was so impressed by his father's visit that he wrote the experience in his own journal for his family and his friends. And thanks to your encouragement, I took his journal entry and created this document and made copies of this document for every member of the family. Listen to my grandfather's words about that sacred experience. I was in bed when Father entered the room. He came and sat on the side of the bed. He said, "Well, my son, as I had a few spare minutes, I received permission to come and see you for a few minutes. I am feeling well, my son, and have had very much to do since I died." "What have you been doing since you died, Father?" "I've been traveling together with Apostle Erastus Snow ever since I died, that is, since 3 days after I died. I received my commission to preach the gospel. You cannot imagine, my son, how many spirits there are in the spirit world that have not yet received the gospel. But many are receiving it, and a great work is being accomplished. Many are anxiously looking forth to their friends who are still living to administer for them in the temples. I've been very busy in preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ." "Father, can you see us at all times, and do you know what we are doing?" "Oh, no, my son. I have something else to do. I cannot go when and where I please. There is just as much and much more order here in the spirit world than in the other world. I have been assigned work to do, and it must be performed. We intend to go to the temple and get sealed to you, Father, as soon as we can." "That, my son, is partly what I came to see you about. We will yet make a family and live throughout eternity." "Father, is it natural to die?" "It is just as natural to die as it is to be born, or for you to pass out of that door." And here he pointed at the door. "When I told the folks that I could not last long, it turned dark, and I could not see anything for a few minutes. Then the first thing I could see was a number of spirits in the spirit world. The paper you gave me, my son, is dated wrong, but it makes no particular difference. Correct records are kept here."
I can't tell you how many times that statement from your great-grandfather has helped me with my family history research. Sometimes 2 people by the very same name can live in the very same town around the very same time period. It can be almost impossible to figure out who is who. However, with your great-grandfather's statement ringing in my ears that correct records are kept on the other side, I do the very best I can, and then I move on.
I'm glad that my great-grandfather's visit has helped you, Wendy.
Thanks.
Now here's a little bit more. "Father, Is the gospel as taught by this church true? My son, do you see that picture pointing to a picture of the first presidency of the church hanging on the wall? Yes, I see it. Well, just as sure as you see that picture, just as sure is the gospel true. The gospel of Jesus Christ has within it the power of saving every man and woman that will obey it, and in no other way can they ever obtain salvation in the kingdom of God. My son, always cling to the gospel. Be humble, be prayerful, be submissive to the priesthood, be true, be faithful to the covenant you have made with God. Never do anything that would displease God. Oh, what a blessing is the gospel. My son, be a good boy.
I just love all those B's. Be humble. Be prayerful. Be submissive to the priesthood. Be true. Be faithful to the covenants you have made with God. Be a good boy. 6 B's brought to you by your departed great-grandfather. He certainly sounds a lot like President Gordon B. Hinckley with his 6 B's.
He does, doesn't he? It's so precious to me that my grandfather would leave that record for us. We learned that his children were subsequently sealed to him, so the reason for that visit was accomplished.
After you read that document to the family, we asked what stood out for them. Remember some of their responses?
Jordan, whose mother has already gone through this.
My favorite thing, I think, was learning about how much missionary work that our ancestors do. Sometimes when I'm in the temple, I can feel my mom very close to me, and other times I can't. And now I know why, because she's got others to take care of than me, yeah.